So right here is a perfect description of what's going wrong. The door is open, but the car doesn't think that the door is open. Additionally, my window doesn't kind of notch down so that it can go into this groove. So the problem is the door latch actuator. So get this part, get your best helper, and let's go. The first step is to remove all of the door trim. There are 5 T20 bolts that need to be removed, and some of them are hidden behind little pieces of trim. So there's one up by the door, hidden behind a little plastic piece. There's 3 on what would be the door handle, the door sill, and then there's one behind this little logo that says Airbag. We've removed all of the T20 bolts. The door will just kind of pop off. It's held on by a bunch of pop tabs all around the perimeter. Once you get it off, you need to remove the door handle and all of the electrical connections, so the speakers, and then both speakers, and then you'll have connections to the window regulator right there. And so that comes off and just slides out. The next step is to remove the driver door airbag and all of this black foam. The airbag is held on by 3 10mm bolts and then an electrical connection. It is absolutely worth noting that if you need to move your window and put the key in the ignition, you need to reconnect your airbag, or else you will throw a sensor light that's difficult to remove. So if you have to move your window up or down, you need to reconnect this. Then go ahead and remove this black foam. It's held on by like a rubber paste substance. It can help to heat it, or you can just kind of take your time with a putty knife. I was able to re-stick this on with the same adhesive, so if you go slow, you can use it, and you will need to thread through this electrical connection. The third step is to loosen and eventually move the window guide rail. So from what I can tell from other videos and resources, only the left 2 bolts need to be moved in anything other than a convertible. The convertible seems to have this bar for extra rigidity going up and over. So it's 10mm bolts, 1, or 10mm nuts, 1, 2, and then 3. And then from there, that entire window guide rail, when your window is up, can move over, which will allow you to be able to move the door lock actuator out. As you can see, it's starting to become pliable there. Again, the whole thing is going to go to the right. The next step is to actually remove the door lock actuator. So ensure your windows are up and your doors are unlocked. Again, if you need to move it, you need to connect the airbag. That's ultimately what we're trying to put there. So insert your key, use a 4mm Allen key to undo that, and that will allow you to take off the locking mechanism off the outside of the vehicle. Once you have that bolt removed, you turn the key and you can just pull this off. It is held on by a gasket, so you may need a little bit of a pry tool to get under there and remove the locking mechanism. Once that's out, remove the electrical connection from the door lock actuator itself. The next step is to remove this cable hanging down from the door lock actuator. So this cable sits in that housing seen at the bottom by the red arrow. It needs to come out of the housing, and then the whole cable swings up and you pull it straight toward what would be the center of the vehicle. And that way you release this whole cable and you can move the actuator. Finally, remove the T30 bolts holding on the door actuator and be sure to hold it from the inside so it doesn't fall down. Once you've done that, you want to put your window at about 3 fingers for me. It's different for everybody, and then you can actually start to wiggle the lock actuator out. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This part is tough. It doesn't seem like there's enough room. You can see me checking my phone, looking at the new one. I eventually knocked the camera over so you don't get to see the money shot, but I do get it out. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of trial and error. Best of luck. Once you have it, you're just simply going to put it all back together after installing the new door actuator. So new door actuator, T30 bolts. Then you're going to reinstall the hooked handle, then the electrical connection for the door actuator, then the door lock mechanism itself with that 4mm bolt. Then the window guide rails. I do recommend testing the window out after you reinstall the guide rails to make sure everything's good to go. Airbag, and then ultimately the door. Congratulations, you did it.